I've had 3 strokes. I've had 2 bouts with cancer. About 18 months ago, my heart stopped for 5 seconds. In November, and then in December, it stopped again for 3 seconds. So I have what they call a miniature pacemaker inside my heart. And I'm also what they call legally blind. During those times, I never felt any pain. The strokes, the cancer, the heart stopping, never. I never felt any pain. But it was more emotional. And I can deal with that. You know, you're thinking about what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. Am I going to be all right? You know, thinking about your family, because these are things that can cause death. Your family's looking at you. They're trying to figure out, are you okay? But because of the faith that I have in the Most High, I came through it. And also the people around me, the fans, when they found out about it, they really supported me. You know, just whenever I think about this, it does something to me, because the love that people have showed me, you don't get that a lot. But when my knees started hurting, it was different. I could still get up and go to the store with the cancer. Once I recovered from the stroke, I could still go do things that I was doing before. I could go down the steps, play with the grandkids, get down on the floor. I could do all these things. It wasn't a big deal. But then when my knees started hurting, it got to a point, you know, just putting on my pants, having to bend my knees. It's this trying to play with my grandkids. And I love cooking. I really do. I love to cook. Couldn't stand in front of the stove long. I had a big stool I would sit down in. Just doing everyday tasks. Now, this is starting to work with my mental because of the pain. And one thing that really had gotten to me, and this was worse than when my heart stopped, and the doctor said I may have to stop wrestling. And I said, well, I was going to do it, but it still bothered me. But he told me about the other procedure, and I got past that. But this was me thinking this now. I'm saying, I had just got to a point where I got this, the heavyweight championship belt. I got this. I won this. And they're setting things up so for the rest of the year for different matches and events that I would be defending this. The shots were starting to wear off. They just wasn't working anymore. And it was hurting so bad that in my mind I'm thinking, I'm going to have to stop doing this. I cannot physically do it. My name is Leo Napier. Believe it or not, I'm a professional wrestler. I'm a patient of Dr. Martin Nee at Vascular Institute of Michigan. For about the last 18 months it's been started. I was taking shots every 4 months, and it seemed like it wasn't getting any better. Matter of fact, the shot was starting to wear off after about 2.5 months. And I was taking all types of Tylenol, and it just seemed like it wasn't working. The pain was intense. I couldn't walk up and down steps. I had to kind of like Spider-Man up the steps, get up. It also interfered with what I was doing as far as the professional wrestling. I couldn't get in the ring and perform like I normally did. The last couple of matches was horrible. I was taking pain pills before I went in the ring, had to take a couple afterwards. I couldn't do just everyday things, and it was really getting to a point where I thought I was going to have to say, this is it. I would sit down sometimes and it would hurt so bad, and I'd have a few tears come out my eyes. A lot of my friends, her name is Bella Hayes. She's my manager, and she would look at me sometimes. They say, are you okay? I said, no, I'm hurting. She knew there was something wrong because, like I said, she didn't see me hurting this bad before. By talking to Dr. Martin and the staff here, these people are great. I was nervous, but I wasn't scared. I was excited because I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to have some relief. They said it was going to hurt a little bit, the little needle shots and stuff, but I didn't care. I was just desperate to get relief. Like I said, the staff up here is really great. I had a good time back there. They make me feel so comfortable, and I can't say enough about them. Dr. Martini, he called afterwards and checked on me and things, and if I hear somebody talking about them, I'm at the body slam them, okay? Right after the procedure, I woke up. They put you in like a little twilight sleep, so you're not really out of it, but you don't feel any pain. The only pain that I felt was when he was put in there, when he was dead in the area, but even that wasn't that bad. The staff was around, they spoke, we talked, until the doctor came in. Once the procedure started, everything settled down, I got quiet, I got calm. It went well, it went really well. It was more pleasant than what you can think. After procedure, they brought me into the recovery area. They took care of me there, and boy, I tell you what, I had one of the nicest sandwiches I've ever had before. And I thought that was great, because normally after procedure, you get crackers and some apple juice. I had a choice of juices. It was nice, it really was. Matter of fact, they asked for a second one, and the second time I came in, they gave me 2 sandwiches, so I was really good. After the surgery, I don't know whether it was the anesthetic or whatever it was, but that day when I went home, I had to ice it. They gave me steroids to take for the pain and the swelling. I did like I was supposed to do. It ached a little bit, but they prepared me for that. Even a little cramping in the calf. But after that night, swelling went down, everything was going good. And when I woke up the next morning, it was hard to believe. It really was. I got up, and normally at night I can't sleep. I haven't slept a whole night. I hadn't slept a whole night in, months. But that day when I got up, the pain was not as intense as it was before. And I'm thinking, if I get up, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. But I got up. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a difference here. It's a real difference. I got up and did what I walked. And it was so funny. I was so used to walking a certain way down the steps. I'd kind of stiffen my leg out, lean up against the wall to put my weight against the wall in order not to bend my knees. It was really weird. I was such a habit of doing that I'm still doing it. But I have to stop and think, I don't have to do this anymore. After the first week was over, I noticed that it wasn't aching anymore. It's a change. I could actually walk up the steps like a normal person. I could put my shoes on with the press to put my shoes on when you have them on the floor. I could slide my feet in there, no pain. And I slept all night. I got so excited about it that I wanted to hurry up and get the other one done. I really did. I noticed a big difference in myself. Like I said before, because there was so much pain involved, I was starting to get short with people. I've already got a really strange sense of humor, as far as sarcastic humor. But I noticed it wasn't coming out nice. I was getting mean, and I could hear it because of the pain. I wasn't trying to. But once this happened, all of a sudden I got my old self back again. I'm laughing, I'm talking, playing with the kids, and I could let my grandkids sit on my lap again. It was great. It's unreal. I sit here now, and I'm thinking about it. I get kind of emotional, I really do, because it changed that much. It's still a little pain there, but he said it takes a while. But it doesn't get no more than just depending on how much walking I do. It gets maybe 3 sometimes, but it's nothing. It's nothing compared to what it was. I would definitely recommend this to anybody. I've talked to other couple of wrestlers that's having knee pain and things like this. A couple other guys had to step down because of the knee pain. I would make sure they check into it, so they know what's going on. For the last couple of years, I've had 3 different doctors tell me that I would need a knee replacement for both knees, and maybe on down the line, but as far as like for pain that I was going through, oh no, I'm not going to. I don't need it. You know, Dr. Martin, he is a very humble person. He really is. And when I was expressing how I felt, he said, no. I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear how you're doing. I want to hear, did it change your life? I don't know how to explain. He's the first person that I really spoke to that said, I don't want to hear the compliments about me. Which I said, this guy's cool. I like this man. And he's more concerned about the patient than he is about his skills. But I have to give him his kudos. I really do. And I appreciate him, the time that he spent, just a little personal time that he spent. And I appreciate that. So, hey, I give him a high five, low five, and 3 or 4 other kind of fives. I'd even slip him a 5. You know?